Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And today we're gonna show you something that is new right here. We got some Pokemon cards that I'm going to introduce. And I never do this on the channel, but I might as well. And I'm going to show you right here. So right here is the Reckless deck. And now this contains water energy, a water energy. So it's 8 water energy, 4 dark energy, 8 fighting type energy. And that's basically energy right there. And the dark is very self-explanatory. I know it's not like the the original dark because those can be costly at times, but yeah, this is basically my deck or inspiration that I gained from some other YouTubers. I can name a few, like Tricky Jim. They did like a deck with Sneasel into the mix, including Shuckle TCG. You could go check their channels out, but I'm just gonna show you my reiteration of the Sneasel deck. So we got some item finders. Note the fact that dark, since it is not, since it doesn't say it, I'm going to use the term for the dark energy in the Wizard of Coast era. Just you're seeing a blank dark energy, but this dark energy back in the Wizard of Coast era, where it's been introduced in the Neon Genesis, I believe. I think that's when darkness is a thing for a type. So this card, you can't see it for this card, but you can research it, and this card will boost the stats of dark type Pokemon, and that boost will power up their attack by 10 if it's a darkness Pokemon. Now, without the darkness and everything, you're gonna, if you attach it to some sort of other Pokemon that's not dark related, then that Pokemon has to take 10 damage to itself, and I don't think so it won't get the plus power, I think. Right, so I'm not sure, I don't remember. I don't have like the actual darkness energy, so keeping from a budget perspective. And then you got 8 water, 8 fighting. We'll get to that later. But so for the trainer cards, I actually use 3 item finders because they're really useful. 4 energy removals because you want to disarm the opponent with energy. 2 gust of winds, and this is some inspiration between Tricky Gem and Shuckle TCG, so just a reminder of that. This is not my own, so yeah. Oh, what? Okay, what was that? Sorry, the camera was overheating, so I had to go for a low quality. But it's kind of sweaty. It's hot outside, but so we got 1 Professor Elm into the mix, 2 Professor Oaks, just to have like a variety of drawing cards as a thing. Professor Elm is pretty good because you don't get to, there's no penalty. Well, there is a penalty but you know, there's not really a penalty when it comes to discarding all your cards in your hand. So yeah, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards. You can't play any more trading cards this turn. So that is a penalty. If you use it, you can't use any trading cards after that. So be mindful of that. Gust of Wind is pretty self-explanatory. Sorry guys, I can't talk today because it is hot outside. Choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and switch it with his or her active Pokemon. Alright, that's good. I mean, Gust of Wind is just mandatory at that point. Oop, I dropped the Professor Oak. But yeah, very, very good card all around. Professor Oak and Professor Elm are a good combination right there. Of course, you gotta have bills. There's 2 bills in this because I want to have Pokemon Trader in it. I believe. Where's Pokemon Trader? Nope, no Pokemon Trader. Iron Fire is really good. I didn't explain it, but you know, discard 2 of your other cards from your hand in your order to put a trainer card from your discard card into your hand. Yeah, a little bit of stretch on the the sentences, but very self-explanatory. Just getting item, getting a trader card, a trainer card from your discard pile, but you have to discard 2 cards based on whatever you choose. Scoop up net because the original Scoopa is just a little bit pricey on my side, so I got 1 Scoopa for a good deal, and then the Scoopa net is just really cheap, so that's why. I mean, if you're going on a budget, hey, I don't blame you. Pokemon cards can be very expensive nowadays. Energy retrieval. This is the X and Y one, by the way. This is the original energy retrieval. Trade 1 of the other cards in your hand for up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile. Okay, so that is a drawback. Pretty crappy one. I think they rank it in my. Move the camera right there. I did rank it. I don't know. It's been a while ever since the trading card tier list, but I think I ranked this around C or somewhere. I don't know, or B. But it's decent. But the fact that you had to trade 1 card just to gain 2 energy, it's kind of stupid. But as you can see, the X and Y, you just put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. But we're not gonna play in that rules. We're just gonna play the Wizard Coast era. So yeah. So in this point, it's the sentences makes no sense in the Wizard Coast era. And here's Pokemon Trader. Trade 1 of the basic Pokemon or evolution cards in your hand. Okay, just say Pokemon, alright. For your deck, and then show both cards to your opponent. Shuffle your deck after. Okay. So very self-explanatory. Just trade a Pokemon with another Pokemon in your deck, and then just show both of them afterwards. And then we got the start of the show, Sneasel. Now Sneasel has Fury Swipes for 1 colorless. For 3 coins, this attack does 10 damage times the number of hits. That's decent. But the best thing about it is Beat Up. And Beat Up says, flip a coin for each of your Pokemon in play, including this one. This attack does 20 damage times the number of hits. So it does require 2 dark energy. But man, it has no weakness, free retreat, resistance to psychic. It's just a really good card. And Beat Up, it's just also really good because it includes itself to be as a stat bonus. So you can increase that Beat Up attack with a full bench of Pokemon. So it's crazy. We have 4 copies of those. Oh wait, I forgot to mention. 1 copy of Professor Elm, 2 copy of Pokemon Trader, 3 copy of Energy Retrieval, just in case if you want to copy it, and 2 copy of Scoop Up, 2 copy Bill. Okay, there's a brief summary right there. This is the first time I've done this, so it's kind of janky, it's kind of awkward, but it's going on for you. And then we have Hitmonlee. I did buy the fakes one because they're just too expensive, so I just buy the fake ones because who gives a shit, right? You're just playing them. You're not playing to sell them. So I bought the fake one. Yeah, you can diss me all you want. You can roast me like, oh, you got a fake one. Look, man, it does the trick. In casual play, in competitive, you probably can't use this. But yeah, look at this. So Hitmonlee got 60 HP. Stretch Kick. If your opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them. It does 20 damage. Doesn't apply weakness and resistance. So that's really good if we want to get some numbers out. And then High Jump Kick does a flat 50 damage. So yeah, and retreats 1 energy, so that's decent. But Hitmonlee is a great pivot just to get around, pesky benches that escaped. So yeah, and that's why the fighting energy is there. Have 2 copies of those. 2 copies of Murkrow. And the good thing about Murkrow is that Mean Look, the defending Pokemon can't retreat as long as Murkrow remains inactive. Benching or evolving either Pokemon ends this effect. So that's mean this effect will be remaining as active. So that's what's pretty good. Feint Attack. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage to that Pokemon. And this doesn't apply weakness, resistance, Pokemon powers, or any other effects on the Feint Pokemon. Okay. So really good. Feint Attack on Murkrow. Pretty good. This one is similar to Sneasel. With the weakness, no weakness, resistance to Psychic, and free retreat. So yeah, really good. I gotta say the Darkness Pokemon in this are just pretty good all around. And yeah. And then for the Water Energy, we got Mantine, Giant Wave, Mantine. Mantine can't attack during your next turn. Does 40 damage, so that's pretty good for 2 Water Energy. 60 HP. The only downside is you can't attack on your next turn, but that's okay. It has resistance to fighting. But yeah, all around, pretty decent. Good pivot. All around, you can definitely get some hits on with Mantine. And next is Lickitung. Of course, you gotta have Lickitung. Just a great Pokemon all around. Stalling, applying damage and paralyze. Thumb Wrap. It's a 50-50 chance, but it is really good. 90 HP. Second move, Supersonic. Who gives a crap about that? But yeah, really good for starting off the game. Really good one. And then we got here Porygons. So I'm going to start with the Porygons right here. So I have different varieties of Porygons. I got this one, Neon Genesis one. This one has Sharpen for 20 damage, and that's really it. It does have a Psychic resistance and has 50 HP, so that's good. There's nothing too much about that. And then right here we got the Team Rocket one. And conversion 1 with the defending Pokemon has a weakness. You may change it to a type of your choice. So that's pretty good if you want to get a flat weakness bonus on that. Yeah, that's pretty good. yeah, I gotta say this Porygon is pretty busted right here. So you can convert the weakness to whatever type you're having besides colorless. Yeah, so really good one there. Data sort, flip a coin if heads, choose a trainer card from your discard pile and show it to your hand, to show it to your opponent, and then shuffle it into your back to your deck. So really good. This one is also this is an e-reader card, but it's also pretty good. I do love the art on this one, but it does have 10 damage on Peck, and has 40 HP. So yeah, that's good. But the main thing about this is Porygon 2. Again, this is the fake one because the real one is just too expensive. Like, come on, $30, like, or even 40. Yeah, at that point, I might as well add it to my collection instead of playing with it. So I bought the fake ones just to play around, and this is a really good one. So, energy converter. Once during your next turn, before you attack, you may choose one basic energy card attached to one of your Pokemon and choose an energy type. Treat the energy card as type of the end in your turn. This power can't be used if Porygon 2 is asleep. Alright, so basically, what I was trying to say is that you can, depending on what kind of energy you put onto a Pokemon, so just say, you put, energy on, Sneasel, right? You put 2 water energy on Sneasel. Put in that perspectives, right? And if you have Porygon 2 onto, your bench, you can convert this water energy into dark. So instead of Fury Swipe that you're using, you can actually change this into a darkness energy, so you can use Beat Up. If you have 2 Porygon 2s onto your bench, then you can convert both of these energy at the same time simultaneously, and you can use Beat Up, and that's really good. So this is a good combination between the two, and I recommend having both of them at the same time because darkness energy is pretty hard to come by, and rainbow energy there is a drawback about rainbow energy. First of all, it's quite expensive, and then second of all, rainbow energy has a huge penalty where you just take damage for using it. It's good and all, but you take damage every time you use it. So rainbow energy can be good at times, but not all the time, to the point where you can safely rely on it, unless you have defender or anything to prevent that damage. But still, it's quite useless for what it is at times. It can come in handy, but I think this is probably the best combination with Sneasel. And yeah, if you have 2 of these on your bench, that's good. Has a good decent amount of health, 70 HP, so if you have an opponent that can attack your bench, it's not going to die on you as quickly. And then second move, Delta Beam, flip a coin of heads, choose whether the defending Pokemon becomes asleep, confused, or paralyzed. So that is actually pretty good as well, Delta Beam. So you can choose between asleep, confused, or paralyzed, and that's 20 damage. 3 colorless, that's not bad, but yeah, that is really good all around for Delta Beam. Resist fighting, resist psychic, I meant. And has 1 retreat cost, so yeah, it's really good. Pretty decent at attacking, but the main thing is energy converter right there. So yeah, have 2 copies of those. But yeah, that's it for that deck. And there's also one thing that I forgot to point out, is that I have two copies of Dark Porygon 2. Now this deck is at 60 limit, so it's at its max now. So we can't put this in it, but this deck should include Porygon, Dark Porygon 2, because it has no stadium cards. As you can see, as I mentioned, no stadium cards beyond this point. You can't see them at all. I'm pretty sure you go back to the video. You can definitely tell there's no stadium cards. So what it says here, suspension distortion. Once during your next turn, before you attack, you may flip a coin. If heads, choose a stadium card from your discard pile and put it into play. If there's already a stadium card in play, discard it. Yep, so very self-explanatory. If you have a stadium card in your discard pile, you can retrieve that and you'll be safe and sound. So this is good for like stadium, recycling, right? And that's really it for this Porygon. Second attack, curve attack, flip a coin of heads, prevent all damage done by attacks to Dark Porygon 2 during your opponent's next turn. Any other effects or stuff. So okay, there's nothing special about that. But yeah, this is good for stadium purposes, decks. Not good for this. I realized that, so I switched it with Pokemon Trader instead. But this can be good for other decks that I might introduce as well. But just a brief mention for them. Why I only have 2 copies of these. So yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Again, this is also a fake, as you could tell. Yeah, the real one is very shiny, but I don't want to. I just don't want to, ruin the real one, so I got the fake one. But yeah, that is the deck called Reckless. The Reckless. That's why I named it. But yeah, that's all for today. I just want to introduce this deck, and it's probably a new thing, but I actually do own these cards. And yeah, most majority I would say they're real. Like the Sneasel, this is real. Right? All 4 of them are real. Because they're very affordable, right? So yeah, if you already know Pokemon cards, they can be very expensive at times. But yeah, that's it for today. I just want to introduce this real quick, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.